Welcome everyone back to North to Prem. In today's episode, we have our first two games of the season. We're at home to Bristol Rovers in the Championship, and then we're away to QPR in the League Cup. We have our first game in the Championship since being relegated, and this is the squad that we're going with. We've got new boy Brezida in goal, world-class right back, in the Championship, Jeremy Frimpong. At right back, we've got Evans and then new boy Martinez partnering up together at centre back with Book at the left. New boys Maxi and Taylor Booth both come in. Obviously, Maxi is our wonder kid from Arsenal. Taylor Booth comes in on free from Utrecht. Gruda and Aneto on the wings. Contreras and then new boy Sanchez starting up top. Sergio and Dijanovic both injured, probably going to miss both games today. We also have new boys Medic, Endala and Presland, who is not a new boy, but he's new to us. He has played a few games for Fulham before, though, so he won't be making his debut, but he will be in and amongst the squad this year. He is very much only a League One player, so we're not going to be overloading him with game time, but it's more someone we can bring on when we're winning and give Frimpong a bit of a rest. So we want to win the league, so if we want to come into this game and really make a statement, 3-0 is kind of the minimum that I'd want to see. We are missing probably our best strikers, so that's one thing, but I genuinely want to see us come out and just give this a really good give these a really good beating, because the last thing I want to do is stumble out the gate. Now, we do have a lot of new players. There is also the fact that a lot of the players are unhappy, so dynamics aren't amazing. But we do have, I think we've got the best squad in the league. I think that can't be disputed. I think with the squad we've got, we should be winning the league. Now, is the 4-2-4 the best way to go when we're maybe strikers aren't our best position? Maybe not. Maybe we need to be going with a 4-2-3-1, because I think Booth would be a very good attacking midfielder. But at the minute, I just want to see us in the 4-2-4, because I think this worked really well with Lincoln in the Championship. I think we've got a much better squad than the one we had at Lincoln. But speaking of Lincoln, it is Lincoln boy Contreras running through, plays it to Sanchez, whose shot was cannoned off the centre-back. And it comes out for a goal kick to Bristol Rovers. But I think we look okay. I think we probably need, like I say, just some time to gel. But I think even an ungelled side, we should be winning these games very comfortably. But it hasn't looked uber comfortable so far. We've not really done too much with it. I do wonder if that front two maybe is not really good enough to function together. They probably need a better player like Aneto or Dijanovic next to them. But the balls fell to Gruda at the back stick, and he puts it in. And Gruda, actually, I was saying about Kevin Contreras recently, he's one of the few players who didn't kick off and didn't moan. What a save that is from Brezida, by the way. Fingertip save from the corner. I was saying that Contreras was one of the only players that never complained. Well, Gruda was the other one. So I'm very happy to keep Gruda around, because that kind of loyalty, when you got relegated and they're not kicking off and wanting to leave and being part of the problem, I'm very happy with that. So Contreras can stay forever. Gruda's not going to stay forever, but he can stay this season. He'll probably go next season if we go up. But we want to see more from Frimpong. I don't want to just see him doing 5-yard passes. And weirdly enough, Frimpong actually not one of the unhappy ones, because he joined us in the Championship. He doesn't even know we got relegated as far as he's concerned. So I definitely want to see him getting forward, because, like I say, he's a world-class player. So weirdly enough, it's Contreras who's ended up on the right. And Pablo Sanchez has got on the end of the ball. I think it's been ruled offside, though. A debut goal taken away from little Pablo. I don't think he has that little. Anyway, just £1 million for him, so we haven't really spent big on anyone. I think Maxi's probably the only one we've really shelled out on, and he's probably having the worst game of everyone, so was it worth it? I don't know. But the front four seems to be doing okay today, so we just need to probably create a little bit more, and I think we'll be okay. But Taylor Booth to take the free kick, whipped in, falls to a Bristol Rovers player. Gruda will pick up the loose ball, plays it back into Booth, who is probably more of a natural winger than he is a centre mid. But the ball comes all the way to Evans, who will get it back forward, and Book, who is played it lovely ball into Maxi, who takes it down well, plays it into Frimpong, who can got space to run in, and this is where we want to see him doing this, and he does do this as he darts forward there, whips the ball in, falls to Maxi, comes to Taylor Booth, whose shot is over the bar. But that's what we want to see. We want to see Frimpong getting down the right-hand side, because he's got a ton of pace. He's a world-class right back, so in the Championship, he should be ripping these lads apart. But we do lead 1-0 at the break. I think we're okay with it. Obviously, we'd like to see a little bit more, I think. Again, once we get Dijanovic back, once we get Sergio back, I think we'll be tearing this league apart. But as long as we win today, well, Frimpong's just lost it, and Brazida's come for it and didn't really come and claim it at all. We got a little bit lucky there because Bristol Rovers very much been in this game. I haven't really seen a highlight from them, but stats-wise, they've very much been in the game. And I think we probably need to make a change just to make sure that we do go and win this. I'm going to put a Neto up top because I think he's probably a better striker. We'll bring in Ndala on for his debut because this is where I see him playing probably a little bit more. Martinez seems to have had not the best debut, so we'll take him off, bring Hadashok on. Maxi and Booth are doing okay. We'll keep those two on. And we definitely won't bring Pressland on yet because we are only 1-0 up. So a couple changes there. And Ndala and Hadashok to come on. Hadashok's still very much part of the plans. It's just, I think Martinez is probably a little bit better than him at the minute. But it does remain 1-0. And we do have Gruda on a free kick. And we know he can hit them. Gruda to take. I mean, he hasn't hit that one very well at all, has he? That was quite a poor one. But we look okay. I think we've been the better side. I think I was expecting more fireworks. But we are newly relegated. So we have to remember there is going to be a bit of a hangover there. So we'll bring Medic on for his debut. He can come on for Taylor Booth. We'll bring... we'll leave Maxi on. I think we'll make a few changes for the League Cup fixture as well. You know what? No, actually, League Cup's probably one of the few competitions we can try and go and win. Well, probably not. Anyway, Gruda with another free kick this time, also over the bar. Doesn't seem great from the attacking side of it. I mean, it looks like we've done okay. And we will bring Dennis on now for the last 5 minutes just to give Maxi a bit of a rest. Frimpong playing the full 90 because I was hoping to take him off, but because I don't really want to overplay him. But we're only leading 1-0, so I definitely don't want to bring on young Pressland. But it does remain 1-0. We do get the win. Probably want to see more from us going forward, but we've kept a clean sheet, and that was something that was very hard to come by since I've come in. So that's the good news, is I think we look at, obviously, the weaker opposition helps, but we've at least kept a clean sheet. So very happy with that. Obviously, lots of debuts. Can't complain. We do sit, down here, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll win plenty of games. Bristol Rovers, to be fair, I don't know where they were actually meant to finish this season. Rock bottom. So we played the team that's expected to finish rock bottom. We only won 1-0. This might be a bit harder than I'm thinking. I think we just need some time to gel. I think that's what it is. I think the players need some time to gel, and then we'll be firing. Obviously, there's still, like I say, a bit of a hangover, a lot of unhappy players. Team cohesion's terrible, so that might be part of the reason. But anyway, we'll change focus now because we got a League Cup fixture at play. So for our second game of the episode, we are away to League One QPR in the Carabao Cup. This is the team that we're going with. We've rotated a little bit to give some other players some game time. Brazida in goal, a back four of Pressland making his debut for me. Hadashok coming in for Evans, Martinez and Book. Dennis and Medic come in the midfield for Taylor Booth and Maxi. Gruda and Ndala on the wings, and Ndala coming in for Neto, and then Contreras and Sanchez up top. Obviously, we've got some cracking players if we need to bring them on, but I think give these lads a run, and obviously give them some game time as well. Very intrigued to see how Preston will do. Obviously, he is actually shown as a League One level player, so this should be about his level anyway. So we definitely want to see what he can do. He is very much someone that I want to keep here at the club and give games to this year. Now that we're a Championship club again, so bit of a London rivalry this as well. So it'd be nice to get the win, but overall, I think we just want to play in as many competitions as possible, because ideally the Championship will be ours to win, as Jiri Hadashok gets the first goal there to put us 1-0 up nice and early, and that's what I want to see. Players coming in and doing well when they're not. Obviously, there hasn't been starting for Evans but or Martinez, but he's come in and got a goal, so I'll remember that, I guess. But I think ideally, I mean, to be fair, this is a team that was better than the team last year, I think, and that team got to an FA Cup final. Now, I will I will preface that with, we had a very easy run to that FA Cup final. We played Dover in the third round. We played Sunderland of the Championship in the fourth round, which took a replay. We then did beat Newcastle in the fifth round. That was a tough one. I'll give you that. Newcastle, that was a tough game. Then we got... that was in the... I forget who we played in the fourth round, actually. Pablo Sanchez gets a goal, his first for the club. Lovely to see. He actually looks okay. He got an assist in the game as well, so I'm actually quite excited to see Pablo Sanchez doing well. Wasn't someone I had expected too much of, to be honest. He's more someone I just brought in to think as a bit of a rotation, but no, he seems to be doing well. Book looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock, so we might take him off at half-time. Not really, like I said, I don't think anyone else besides Frimpong can play left-back, so we might be forced to bring Frimpong on, but Sanchez, I thought he'd done really well there, but it actually went over. I thought Farrell had actually tipped it over, but it was just an off-target shot. Another corner whipped in. Medic picks up the loose ball. Again, we just want to see what some of these young players can do. Boog does look like he's picked up a knock, so we'll take him off. Even if we have to play a player out of position, because I don't really want to bring Frimpong on. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Who was that? Was that Dennis? Wow, I didn't know he had that in him. What a pass that was. Just absolutely split. Just straight down the middle, and Contreras gets on the end of it and gets his first goal of the season. We are looking very comfortable here, looking like it's all coming together. Don't let complacency, whatever. We will bring Brits on in goal, give him some game time. We do need to bring Book off. Who can play? Can anyone else play left back? No. We'll bring Frimpong on then. Is this no one even in the youth side that can play left back either, to be fair? So it's not like we've let some youngsters go. I definitely think we need a left back in. I think that would be silly of us not to bring one in, but I guess Frimpong can play there. It's not. I guess if he gets proper injured, then we'll look to bring one in. But it is an area I do want to address. I do think we need definitely another left back. Is there anyone I even want to bring on? No, I think I'm happy with what we've got. Not usually one for sub and goalkeepers, but we're 3-0 up in the League Cup, so I wanted to give Britt some minutes. Let him know there's no hard feelings for being so terrible last year. It's weird because he was really good for Lincoln. He was really, really good, but in the Premier League, he was just terrible. To be honest, part of me was thinking, should we have not just burnt our bridge with Patterson and let him go? But he was no good either, so I'm really not too fussed. Doesn't look like Preslin's having the best game, and given that we're 3-0 up, that's a little bit disappointing. But hopefully he can learn on the job and learn quick. But it's a terrible ball, but it will fall to Frimpong, who is decent enough on the left-hand side, but he didn't really do much with it there. But look how quick he is. He just gets back well ahead. He's going to be an absolute cheat code to have this year in the Championship. Great ball over. I thought Sanchez was just going to nip in front there, but the QPR keeper comes out, and it does look like we're progressing into the next round. But yeah, I mean, we had a very easy run in the FA Cup. I forgot what I was talking about that. We then had Reading in the semi-final, so really it was only the Newcastle game in the final as Sanchez gets his second of the game. It was really only the final that was a really tough game, and we got battered there. So I don't know. I don't really know where we are in terms of English football. I don't know how high we rank, but I think we're definitely a Premier League club based on what we're seeing here. This is League One opposition, to be fair, so I guess take that with a grain of salt. But we have rotated the side. Fairly rotated side, so I don't know what to make of it, but we're at least progressing here, and I think a big win here will give us all a little bit of comfort. It does make me think if I picked the wrong 11 because this team's doing really well, but I have to think that was in the Championship. This is in League One. It's a bit of a different kettle of fish, and it's a League Cup game, so they might have even rotated themselves. This might be a rotated League One side, so I won't read too much into this. But Ndala looks good. He looks very quick, and he plays it through to Medic, who I thought Sanchez had done something crazy there to get his hat-trick, but it didn't come off. And it would look like it was going to be a great ball at the back stick to Gruder, but the goalkeeper comes out and collects it. And Hadashok's had a very good game. A very good game indeed, so it does give me food for thought that maybe he should be the one that comes back into the lineup of anyone today. But great result. We do progress into the next round of the League Cup, and that is going to leave it for quite some time. Like I say, I want to get really far through this season. I don't want to be spending too many episodes in the Championship. I really want to be flying through. 5k, that's going to go a long way. I really want to go far into the season, so I think unless something interesting happens, I'm going to come back for the end of January, so I'm going to have to play a lot of games off camera. It's going to take up quite a bit of my time, but I really want to get us back in the Premier League ASAP. So unless things aren't going the way I expect, in which case we'll probably come back around October, November time to take a look at that. If we're kind of just cruising, it's not really the most interesting episodes anyway. So I think if we come back to the end of January, at least we get transfers, even if there's nothing too interesting. So unless something interesting happens, whether it's losing games and not really being where we should be, and in which case the championship season's a little bit more interesting, or we get a job offer, or just something else happens, or we're doing so bad we're on the verge of getting sacked or something. Unless anything like that happens, I think we'll be back for January. So hope you enjoyed this episode of North to Prem, and I'll see you all for more very soon.